Today we are going to discuss about some transformations in SSIS. How to deal with the transformations when we are loading the data into some files or some tables. How to use them?
Okay.
Okay. Let us say I'm having a sample table which contains like some ID column, like integer ID column, and some character column. Let us say it is having some name and some date column. Okay, this is what the columns I'm having in my table. Three columns. For ID I'm having value as some 1 and name it as some ABC. Date it is like some 2015 0101. Okay, and again ID to PCD some 2015 some 0101. Likewise I'm having the records. Okay, so my intention is I want to load the data into destination table, like which is having some ID. Okay, so I want to load the data like 1. The data is 1. 1 is ID and name should be like ABC 20150101. And apart from these values, I want to convert the name. Now it is in lowercase, right? So I load it as ABC. I need the value as ABC, and I want to extract the some part from date. Like let us say I want to extract year from that particular column, particular date value. Okay. So and apart from these things, and I need some duplicate value from already existed name column, which contains like ID. First column is ID, second column is name, third column is date, fourth column is upper to name, fifth column is year part from date. I will take year from this date. Okay, and some duplicate column of name. Whatever the name is having, similar data this duplicate name will contain. Okay, so since I am having only 3 columns and I want to generate 3 more columns which is having some different functionalities which will um, act on some some character things. Okay, so let us see how it will work. So let me show you the database. So SQL Server, this is what the SQL Server. Let me show one thing for this. Yesterday we named that and so once we install SQL Server in our machine, it will give you a folder like this. Like if you install SQL Server 2012, it will give you previous version file and as well as the current version file. I have installed a 2012 version, so it give me
Okay.
like a 2008 and 2012 folders. So once you open this SQL Server 2012 folder, I can see the services whatever available over here. Okay. Now I want to
Okay.
interact with the integration services and DB database. So let us say I want to create a table or I want to fire a query. So I want to interact with the database, right? So to interact with the database, we have here one functionality, one service, SQL Server Management Studio. I have to use this one. And to interact with the integration services, we use Visual Studio, which will come with the SQL Server, installation. When we are installing the SQL Server 2012, the Visual Studio services will automatically comes up with that one. So that is what here you can see, SQL Server data tools. Okay, so let me open this one. Once you click this one, a window will open like this. Solution Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. So to connect with the database, whatever you want, the window will open like this. Here you can see server type, server name, and some authentication. Server type, what type of server you want to connect? I want to connect with the database engine. I want to interact with the database. So that's why I'm selecting database engine. Server name, in real time you may have multiple servers, like some test server, dev server, and again production server. So for our practice purpose we have only one server, so that's what my server name, home PC, and I'm using a Windows authentication to connect with that one. So let's give and connect. So these are the different folders you will get once you connect with that database engine. So databases, security, server objects, and blah blah blah, some services you will get. Let's talk about some databases first. So databases, whatever the databases you are having in your server, so that and all will comes over here. Yesterday I have created one database. This one arrays training December. So in that one we have some tables. Once you click on this, expansion mark, you can see some database diagrams, tables, views, and some whatever the things we are having some database objects. No? So for each and everything we will get a folder like this. Since I am working with the tables now, so I'm going to into tables. I have two tables right now. Okay, so I want to interact. I am using these two tables for today. So I want to query on these two tables. Okay, here you can see one option like new query. If you click on that one, then one window will open. This is the workspace where you can fire all your queries, or where you can write your queries. Once you open this window, on left side top corner you can see one thing, right? This will tell you on which database you are in now. There are many databases it is showing, right? So now you are in this one. So make sure whenever you are having multiple servers and multiple databases in your environment, you need to make sure like on which server you are working and which database you are working. Just straight away you put your cursor over there, then it will show you the connection details. It is showing like home PC is the server name, and Naresh training DEC will be the database name you are in. Or else come down, here you can see what is the server name, home PC, and again Naresh training DEC will be the database name. You need to make sure these things. Since why I am telling you is, you can connect many servers from here itself. How many servers you are having, you can connect many servers from here if you are having access. So if you select this one, and if you want to work with this server, you need to select this particular server, and you need to select the new query. Or else you want to change the connection, you don't want to open any new window, you want to just change the connection. You want to move from one server to another server which you are having access. Simply right click over here on the workspace, go to connections, and just change the connection. Then you can select whatever the server you want, and then click on connect. So by default it will goes to master. Once you change the server connection, by default it will goes to master. Here also you can see master. So you need to change the database name. Let us say you are creating one table, you want to create a table in Naresh training DEC, okay, which is existed in another server. So you have connected to that server, likewise how I show you right now. Okay, and make sure like you are in the right database. You need to select this one and then do that create table statement, or else by default it will take into master, right? So if you put the create table statement over here and click on execute, it will create the table in master database. But still you are searching in this Naresh training DEC, you won't get that one. So make sure what is the server you are connecting and what database you are working on. Okay. So right now I'm having two tables. So I want to use this table. Let me show you. So like start from product. See, I find a query. I have this table in nearest training DEC and I find that query. What is it showing? Invalid database name, invalid object name. Since I'm in master now, now click. We have the data, right? So let us say I'm having here product ID and manufacturer name and purchase date and location. Okay, so I want the data into destination table like this. First product ID is 1090101. Okay, and next manufacturer name and purchase date and location. I will get these details, and apart from these things, I want this is now in some letters are in uppercase and some are in smaller case. Okay, small lowercase. So I want all these things in caps. Okay, like SAM, SUNG, and similar. And in another column, I need only this year part. Okay, like 2013. And in another column, I just want to duplicate the data. This is how I need. Okay, to achieve this thing, what is the approach in SSIS? Let us see. So now I want to connect with the integration services. Straight away you can go here, all programs, SQL Server 2012, and go to the SQL Server data tools. Click on this the SQL Server data tools. Or else if you used it in previously, then obviously it will show here SQL Server data tools. Okay, so I have opened this SQL Server data tools already. Let me open it for one more time for you, since it's a first session for you. So let me open. So once you open that SQL Server data tools, you can see this is what the Visual Studio it is using. Visual Studio 2010 version it is using, and now I want to create a SSIS task using this one. Okay, so to create SSIS task, go to File, New, and then Project, or else straight away you can go for New Project. Okay, let me go like this for now. New Project. You can see the services available. What is which service you want to use. Here we have analysis, integration, and reporting services. Now I want to use integration services. Okay, select this one. Once you select this one, it will show you the two services. Like I want to create an integration services project. Once you select this particular one, come down and give some proper name over here. What is that? Day 3 transformations. I have named this one like as this one. Okay, and the location where you want to save this particular project, in which path. So yesterday I worked on this E drive, so that's why by default it is showing E drive. Okay, in some cases if you are using it first time, so the default path it will show is where that SQL server got installed, so that default path it will show. So or else if you want to save your desired location, you can go to browse and you can do some select some location over here. So my intention is I want to save the file project in E drive. Okay, and this is what the default solution name, whatever the name you are giving here, default solution name will be this one. Okay, this is what the name, project name. So project name will be the folder name it will create. In that folder it will create a solution. So this is what the solution name. Okay, I'm clicking on OK. So it is going to integration services now. So this is what the in SSIS project which we create just now, day 3 transformations. Okay, so now we need to create some task over here. So this is what the workspace where you need to create all your desired tasks. Let us say you want to move the data from source to destination. You need to create a task over here. If we see left side, you can see SSIS toolbox. If it is not available here, let's say if it is not available here, straight away you go to SSIS. There you can see SSIS toolbox. You can get it. Right side you can see the solution explorer. There you can see the package details and solution information and some parameter details and all. So these things we will discuss later, connection managers and parameters and all. So right now we are working with SSIS task, right? So whenever you are creating a task in SSIS, we name it as a package. Okay, and it will be come up with the extension .dtsx. Okay, so by default it will give the name as package. We'll change it. Okay, day 3 transformations underscore 1. I named it as day 3 transformations 1. See here, this is what the workspace which is related to this package. If we have multiple packages, so whatever the package you select now, so that package workspace will come over here. So my intention is I want to use a source, database source, and then populate the data into destination in this manner. Okay, so let me take a data flow task. Since I want to specify the data flow, no, so that's why I'm taking a data flow task. Simply select it and drag it into the control flow. See, you can see the tabs over here, right? Control flow, data flow, parameters, event handler, package explorer, and one more thing will come once we execute this package. Okay, so in control flow window, once you select on control flow window, you can see available tools over here. Let us say let's go to data flow. Once you go to data flow, the available tools over here only for these are available only for data flow. So now I am in control flow. In control flow I am specifying what what is the operation I want to do. I want to do some data flow from some source to destination. Okay, so that's why I took a data flow task and drag it into the workspace. By default it will give the name data flow task, so you can change it as um, let us say for data flow task we will give the name it as dft underscore transformation use. This is what the annotation we used to follow basically. Since I am using a task, it's a data flow task, that's why I am giving it as dft data flow task underscore something you want to something you can give, whatever you want you can give. Okay, select this one and then go to data flow, or else double click on this one. It will straight away it will goes to data flow. Okay, so in data flow how I want to do the data flow from source to destination. Okay, so these are the all available tools in data flow. So now I need a source. We have one option over here, other source. Since my thing is like the database, right, I am selecting a OLEDB source. Simply select it and drag it into the workspace. This is what the workspace, right? So you need to drag it into the this workspace. So it is opening. Okay, we got the data source. So by default it will give the default name as OLEDB source. Okay, so double click on that. If you double click on that, it will open. That means you can edit the that component. So I want to select a particular source table. That means like I want to interact with some database, right? So there you need to have some connection. Since yesterday I have created some connections, but since it is the new package, it is not showing anything. Let me go to new. Okay, so these are all the connections available in my machine. Okay, so that's why it is showing. Yesterday I have created all these things, so that's why it is showing. So if you want to create a new one, let us say if you don't have all these connections, you want to create a new one, go to new one. There you can give the server name. Once you give the server name, let me give you, let me show you. See, only one server I am having. I am selecting the server. Once you select the server, it will ask you for to select the database. Click on drop down and select the database. Check the connection whether it is working or not. So this connection is succeeded. So okay, click on OK. Okay, so I am having this connection. Select connection manager, will take that connection, and I want to get the data from a table. Okay, you have many options, table or view, or else you want to write a SQL command, or else you want to pass a table name through a variable. Likewise, we have right now I am working with the table name, so that's why I have given it as access mode like table or view. I have two tables, so in that I have dim product. Okay, once you select the table name, left side you go to columns. So these are all the available columns. Okay, by default all columns all will come up, so I need all columns now, so that's why I selected. Okay, so here earlier we have some red mark over here now. So once I defined all these connections, it got disappeared. Okay, I took this source and I want to load the data into some OLEDB destination. Okay, like how I want to load the data, I want to load the data, these things, and apart from these things, I need some more new things. Okay, what is the first thing? I want to make it as a uppercase. Okay, so if you go here, you can see some other transformations. Okay, these are all the transformations available over here, and these are all the another transformations we are having here. Let's talk about. I want to change the case, right? So here we have one transformation character map. Select that one and drag it into the workspace. Okay, once you drag that into workspace, select the source, and once you select the source, every time, see, whenever you are selecting something, it is given two arrow marks, right? arrow mark Arrow mark, see, that is what the you need to select this blue mark and drag it into and leave here. Okay, and the red mark will be whatever the errored out rows, that will goes to next level. Next level in the sense that will go to whatever the space. If you specify, let us say if some rows got errored out, you want to track those rows into some flat file or into some table. There you can select some another destination, and you can populate all the rows using that one. Okay, so right now I don't have any errored out rows. I don't want to track any. Let me release this one. It's holding this one. OLEDB source, product, columns. Okay, so I'm populating the data into this transformation. I'm opening this one. See, all the columns I'm getting into this transformation. Now what I want to do is I want to change the case of manufacturer, and I want to populate those data into new column. See, once you select this one, here it is appearing some options, right? What is that input column? Manufacturer. Destination, it is a new column. Let me give, yeah, it's a new column, or else you want to override the in place means you want to override the manufacturer. Operation, what type of operation you want? If you select that one, you can see some drop down, lowercase, uppercase, and some more options. I want to change it into uppercase. And output, what is the output column name? Copy of manufacturer, by default it will give. Okay, I will change it into some U manufacturer. Okay, since I'm changing the case, right, uppercase, right, so that's why I'm using like U underscore. Okay, one operation is done. And what is the second requirement? I want to get only year part from the date from purchase date. Let us say, so I have one transformation over here, derived column. I'm taking it into the workspace. From here to here, I am giving a connection. Double click, and here you can see some functions, mathematical functions, string function, date, null, typecast, or some operators. I want to work with some date functions, right? Since I'm having some date type data, I want to get a year per year from that one. See, here we are having a function, right? Select that one, put it in an expression. Okay, so from where I need to get that year part? Come here into the columns and select this purchase date, select it and put over here. Now it is in red color, right? Red color means it's not properly defined. See, now it is in black color. Now it is properly defined. And derived column name, by default it is giving some derived column 1. What I am getting, like year from purchase date. Okay, add as a new column. It will be the new column only. I don't want to overwrite that purchase date, right? So since it's a new column, add as a new column, give OK. So two operations done. And third one is like I want to just duplicate as is. Okay, I have one transformation over here, copy column, select that particular transformation, and again give a connection, open that one. What is the column you want? Basically manufacturer. I just copy, instead of this, copy manufacturer, it will give the output column name as C manufacturer. Okay, so I did 3 transformations. Now I want to populate these things into a destination, connected to a destination transformation. Since I didn't specify any connection over here, see, when you place this cursor over the red mark, it is showing a connection manager has not been assigned to this OLEDB destination connections. So that means I need to specify connection. What is my destination table? Okay, so I want to populate the data into some destination table. Right now I don't have any table. Here you have two options to create a destination table. Straight away go to database and do some create table and blah blah blah. Okay, this is what you need to give. And another option is, here you can see new, right? Name of the table or view. Here you can see new. Go to new. By default it will take the table structure as well. Since how many columns you are getting from here to here, those many columns it will give you by default. These are all the columns you are getting from the previous transformation to the destination, and by default it will give you the OLEDB destination. I am giving a name as dim product, mm, dim product transformation. Okay, so by default it will give you the structure, so you need not worry about the structure. For our purpose we have only, for a training purpose we have only 3 columns. In real time we have hundreds of columns. In that case, like creating a table statement is very hectic. So in that case, you can use this option. Click on OK. See, you got this table name, right? And go to mappings. You need to map those columns. So by default, the source columns and destination columns are matching. That's why it got auto mapped. Okay. So let me remove this mapping. See, you can see this manufacturer to manufacturer, input column and destination column. Okay. If I remove these mappings, straight away you can see ignore. Let us say manufacturer to manufacturer. I am removing this mapping to manufacturer. You saw nothing got mapped to this destination column. Ignore. So you can see mapping the columns in between source to destination. You can do it in two ways. Straight away you can select this particular one or drag it to the destination. You got mapped and this got mapped. Or else right click on the input columns. Right click. Map items by matching names. What it will do, if the destination name and source name is matching, then only it will give auto map. Okay, let us say it is not, it's having C manufacturer, right? So instead of this C manufacturer, you are having some other name. In that case, it won't map. So in that case, you need to give some manual mapping. In real time, you won't have, all the source column, I mean source column names and destination column names are will not match. In that case, you need to give some manual mapping. You can map over from, dragging from here to here, or else straight away you can select. Let me give you delete. I'm deleting two mappings and I want to map from here. Select the input column. Into C manufacturer, I want to get data from C manufacturer. See, it got auto mapped. And again, U manufacturer, it got mapped. Once everything is done, click on OK. See, the red mark got disappeared. Need to save the mapping before execution. Okay, to save the mapping, it is Control S. Once you save this one, see this destination table just now I have created, right? Dim product transformation, and I am not able to see that table over here. If you want to see, just go to databases and give a refresh. This is what the refresh icon you can see here. Once you refresh the database, go to arrays, go to tables, you can see dim product transformation. Go to dim product transformation, select the dim product transformation. Nothing is there. I got all the columns into the table and the table is empty now. I am executing the package. So to execute the package, you can click on this green color button straight away, or else right side come to this package name, particular package name, and right click on that and go to execute package, or else put the cursor in workspace and give F5. F5. Now it is executing. See, from source to this transformation, 5 rows transmitted, and from here to here 5 rows got transmitted, and from here to here 5 rows, and then from here to here 5 rows. Sorry, how many rows I am having in my source? I'm having 5 rows, so all the entire rows got populated from source to destination. Check the destination table. We got, right? What's my intention? Product name I got, manufacturer I got, purchase date I got, location I got, and then uppercase of the manufacturer name. This is what the lowercase and this is what the uppercase, and year part from the date, year part from the date, and duplicate of this particular column, So to achieve this operation, we have we use three transformations, right? So Let me show you one thing. What is my first transformation? I want to move it as uppercase. Okay. Let me remove this link from here to here. Here you can see string functions. Just before you worked with the date functions, right? Go to string functions. Here you have a string function. Pull it into the expression, and on which column you want to move, like you want to give some uppercase manufacturer column. Select that one and place it over here. Okay. And what is the derived column name? Give some derived column like new manufacturer. One thing is done. So I am removing this one. And what is the next thing? I want a year to purchase. Year, I mean only year from purchase date. So let me do that one. Year. From where? From purchase date. So what is the column name? I want to give as purchase date. Okay. I am removing this one. Okay, deleting. You can select that one and just give delete. That's it. It will go. And what is the third one? Just duplicate column, copy column. So which column I need to copy? Manufacturer. Just drag it and place it over here. Manufacturer. What is the derived column? Give some name. Manufacturer. Okay. Click on OK, and I'm selecting deleting this one. From here to here I'm giving a mapping. So before if it is not having any kind of mapping, it will give you error out, red mark. Click on it, will go to disappear. Go to destination and go to mappings and see whether all these things are mapped correctly. Purchase ID, manufacturer, date, location, U to U, Y to Y, C to C. C to C, I mean C manufacturer to C manufacturer, Y purchase date to Y purchase date, U manufacturer, U manufacturer. Click on OK and then save. Okay, let me truncate this one. I'm having only the structure of the table. Let me execute. 5 rows got transmitted to this particular transformation, and then 5 rows got transmitted to from that particular transformation to the destination. See, we have achieved this one. On one table we are using like all these three operations, right? That's why I'm using only one thing. In real time we may not use all these things on one table. On one table you may need to get only one function. Like performance wise both are same, nothing to be worried. If you have very large tables like billions of records, in that case it may give you some kind of performance degradation. So in that case, you can use this only derived column instead of using all these. Earlier we used three transformations, right? So first it will take the rows into from source to particular first transformation, and again from transformation to again all the rows need to populate into second transformation, and again from second transformation to third transformation. So this many times it needs to be populated, those many rows. But here at a shot only one time population. So that's why, if you have high volume of data, in that case prefer only this transformation. Okay. And let us see another transformation. Okay. Okay. Suppose I'm having some data in my source table and populated the data into destination table already. Okay. But when I am populating the data again into the destination, I need to check whether that particular row is already existed or not. If it is already existed, then I just want to ignore it, or else I just want to update it, or else no operation on that. If it is a new row, then I need to insert that particular row into destination. Okay. Let us say take the similar data. Okay. So even destination also having these two rows, and again I want to populate the data, populate these two rows into destination table. Okay. I'm trying to populate the data from this source to this destination. Again, I'm having only two rows. In that case, what it needs to be done? I don't want to be insert again these rows. Let us say the source is having some. So this is what the new row for now. Now I want to try to insert the data from source to destination. Only this row needs to be got populated into destination. So how to achieve this functionality? So to achieve this one, we have one transformation called lookup transformation in SSAS. Okay, let us say take these two tables. Product ID. This product ID is already existed in this table. Okay, all these five are already existed in this destination table. If I try to insert all these rows again, it will not insert. It won't go for insertion. Okay. Let me insert a new row into product table. Some 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, some manufacturer, Whirlpool, some purchase date like mm, 2013, some 0212, and location some Canada. Let me insert the row into a product table. One row got inserted. Now I'm having 6 rows in my source table, and in my destination I'm having only 5 rows. So when I'm trying to insert the data from this table to this table, that means from here to here, it needs to check whether this product ID is already existed in this table. Okay, just ignore. If this one is already existed, okay, ignore. And likewise it will check for all these 5, and now it will come for here. It will take this ID and check in this table. It's not here, then it should insert. Okay. How to do it? And just copying this package and Control V, renaming this one. So I'm just using the same thing. Okay, same data flow task. Instead of doing all these operations, just remove this one. We have one transformation named as lookup. That means it will look into the destination and then try to insert. What is my source here? My product ID I am having. Okay, based on product ID I want to decide the data whether it needs to be insert or just ignore. Select this one and drag to this lookup transformation. Still I didn't configure this lookup, that's why it is showing error mark. Double click, if you double click it will open. By default it will goes to full cache and specify how to handle rows with no matching entries. That means it will check this one, it is matching with the destination. If you check this one, it's not matching with the destination. So how to specify how to handle the rows with no matching entries. I want to just ignore failure. Go to connection. So here you can see what is the connection manager, from which database you want to select the destination table. This is what the database I want to get the destination table, and which table you want to perform the operation. This is what my lookup table. Lookup table is nothing but the table, I mean for this, in this case the table into which I want to insert the rows. Okay, product transformation. Go to columns. This is what the input columns available, and these are all the output columns available. I want to check whether this particular product ID is matching with this particular product ID. Okay, click on OK. See that red mark got disappeared. So from lookup to destination. See, once I get the mark from here to here, it will show me the dialog box. What is that? Input output selection. Output, what type of output you want to populate into destination? Matching output or no matching output? I want to insert only no matching output. Okay, I don't want to go for matching output. I just want to go for matching output, I mean no matching output. Click on OK. Okay, I didn't give any destination, right? Okay, since I don't have any kind of these things, it is showing like destination. I don't have any columns, no? So that's why it is showing the error mark.
You could have keep that derived column transformation.
Yeah, we can use it. Okay, let me use that one also. So in between, mm, one is uppercase to manufacturer. So that is you just following the naming convention. And another one is like get only year from purchase date. Y2 purchase date, and again some duplicate column. So this will be like the manufacturer. So again I'm going here, go to functions, go to columns. See, the best practice is whatever the columns are available in input, these many columns, and whatever the columns, lookup columns. So whenever you are using a lookup table, it's better to write a SQL query instead of giving the entire table. It will reduce the performance of the operation. So if you select only the required columns, let us say select star from day bin product transformation, and what are the columns I want to select? Only product ID I need. Okay. I want to check only product ID. That's it. Click on product ID. Remove this one, and again try to give a connection. So only match output I want. Available destination. So what is my destination? In product ID, manufacturer, U manufacturer, C manufacturer. So okay, again I have created D manufacturer, right? So that's why it is getting.
Mm-hmm.
One second. Whenever you are facing issues with this kind of lookups and all, it's better to take a fresh thing, or else it will throw you error. You only product ID, based on product ID I want to populate, and no matching output. In product transformation.
Did you said D manufacturer in this transform also?
Yeah. Actually, we are having a yes. In derived, we are using this D
Yeah.
manufacturer. What is my value D
No, it
resource?
should be C manufacturer, right?
Like you can select anything.
Yeah, but I think that's why you end up with two.
Like it won't bother about the number of columns.
Mhm.
Let me take you the first thing. Go to manufacturer and date functions, purchase date, Y, purchase date, and again manufacturer. It is just C manufacturer. Click on OK. I'm designing these columns. I'm using lookup. Whether this column is already, I think whether this particular row is already existed. Select a table. Go to columns. Click on product ID and select the destination. So what is the output destination? No match output. So into which thing? Product transformation. Give some mapping over here. Yes. Since it is taking previous columns and all, no, so that's why it is taking like some kind of error it is showing. So that's what
Can
when
you go into the lookup once more? I just
yeah.
and so you have the general, you have full cache, and connections you have the your okay,
OLEDB connection manager.
yeah, and connections you in the next part, next tab, down in the left side, in the left side. Okay, you're pointing the table that you want to look it up,
Exactly.
and
Or else you
this
can
is
write a
where
query.
you or else you can write a query. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
And
And
then
columns,
go to
and you
columns.
grab
You need to check on which
check
column you want to
which
looking up to.
one is okay.
So
And
that's
lookup operation in the lookup, what is that? Add as a new column.
exactly.
What is that?
I'll tell you. See, my table is having these things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let us say. Mm, yeah. In real time, you may have columns like integer and some varchar and some date columns and all. Okay. Integer one and some varchar column like ABC. Likewise, we are having. So what I am doing is, what I am specifying is, if you want to select this particular thing, it won't appear here. Lookup column and lookup operation and output alias. If we select this one, that means you are specifying. You are specifying.
Here you are specifying. Okay, you want to look up that whether you want to check whether this product ID is already in the destination table.
Yes,
So you check that one, and then I was going to lookup operation. In the lookup operation, what are the different options in there? I just didn't understand what is that for.
okay. So
What are the different things?
replace product ID or replace purchase date something. Okay. So I will tell you this operation. Why I am getting only if I don't select this particular ID, it is not giving here. When I am selecting this one, it is giving here. Okay. Why it is happening? If you simply give this from source to destination, that means input column to lookup column, it will check okay whether that particular id is or not, okay, whether a
Okay.
particular id is existed or not. If you
Mm-hmm.
select this one, okay, so based on this id, let us say my condition is like, if I am having the data, if I am having the data already, I want to update.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if it is a new
Okay.
one, then I want to insert. Okay,
Okay.
for now I'm just ignoring this one update. Yes, I just want to insert a new row. I
Okay.
don't bother about already existing data. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
even if you don't select this one also, for our operation it will work. Okay, the new
Okay.
row will
Mm-hmm.
insert. Okay, if I
Mm-hmm.
select this, if I select that particular one, that will be useful in when I am updating the data. So how to update the
Okay.
data? Like
Mm-hmm.
I want to update the data on based on which column I want to update my data. So in that
Mm-hmm.
case, whenever I am trying to update the data, I need some condition, right?
Correct.
Update, let us say update, what is this particular thing? product table, set some column name like purchase date equal to something, okay, where product id equal to something. So
So you are keeping that product ID because if you need to update later, you want to use that product ID.
exactly, so in that case only it will be useful, otherwise you don't need. Like me, that means if you select this one, it will tell you like based on this product id you update your columns.
Okay.
So that's what it will do. So now I have created this package and saving this package, okay. Let me run
And
this.
what is that warning it's
Yeah,
saying?
in some cases it will no rows will be sent to the no match output, since I'm having only one hour, like let us say when I'm taking this one, how many outputs it is giving? Two outputs. I'm least bothered about matched output, I'm bothered about no match output, I'm taking only no
Okay,
match
yeah.
output. So
Okay,
that's why it
okay.
is showing like you are taking only one output, you are ignoring just second output. That's why
Oh,
it is
okay.
showing.
No match output. Okay,
Yeah,
okay. Yeah,
click on execution. See, it got failed. Go to progress. See, earlier you don't have this option, right? Progress option, and we didn't check this, what it is giving and all. Now you
yeah.
can
Okay,
see.
okay.
Now you can see that what is no match output, row yielding no match output during lookup. That means we just we just failed. Why it got failed? See what you said. How to handle
Failed
rows with
component.
no match output? You said like fail component. That's why it got
No, we
failed.
have to. Yeah.
Redirect rows to
Redirect.
no match output. Whatever the things are not matching, then redirect rows to no match output. Now it will,
Oh, okay, okay, okay,
now
okay.
it will goes to this thing. You got it right. You got six
Okay.
rows
So
from here to here. You
what
got
was the previous selection you did?
Failed.
previous selection fail component. That's why it got
Oh,
failed
okay. So
since
that means you
nothing.
have to create another data connection and then create a table there, right?
Right, yes.
Okay.
So now only one row is the no match output. That one row got populated into destination. Six rows it is taking. Five rows are matching. Only one row is non-matching. That's why it is inserting into the destination.
Mm-hmm. No, so if I have to, okay, based on this product ID,
Yeah.
if I want to check whether the manufacturer make a change in the manufacturer is changing, I want to update it. How would you do that?
Okay.
The product ID is my key,
Yes.
and I want to see whether the name or
Yeah.
the manufacturer name is changing or not.
Yes.
If it is changing, I want to update.
Okay. So like we have one transformation for that thing. Update transformation.
Okay.
Using update transformation, you can achieve that functionality. Like
Okay.
just now I told you, right? For updating
Hmm.
the things, you need to check that
Yeah, yeah,
check
I
the ID.
understand. Yeah.
So
Hmm.
we use this one and use the update transformation that we'll have in later classes. I mean the next coming up classes we have,
Oh,
and
okay,
still we
okay.
have some more functionalities
Hmm.
needs to discuss. Lookup. Lookup is the the main thing. Wherever you go, wherever you are creating SSIS package, you can see in most of SSIS package you can see that lookup transformation. Among all these transformations you are having in your SSIS, lookup lookup will be the mostly used transformation. So lookup and some kind of merge and also you can use that way. Those things we can see in later classes. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's all
Yeah, I
for
mean,
today. Yeah.
we use all these same concepts in data services. The only thing is that we want to know how you are doing it in exercises,
Yeah. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we do the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
We do the same thing in data services,
Right.
but
So ETL
that's
means
why
like yeah, ETL means
it's
like
all the same, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
End of the day, it's all the same, but like look and feel
same.
will be the different. So uh,
Exactly. That's the,
yeah,
yeah,
there you may use some kind of some other component. So it will be some kind of give some look and feel.
right, right,
Usually,
yeah,
just a configuration. How to configure that one? That is what the
right,
thing you need to know
right.
exactly. So yes, any questions for today?
Krishna.